Hey guys, Rick and Duke, couple of U.S. Army Special Operations combat veterans. Welcome to another episode of War Hogg Words of Wisdom, coming to you live from the Lion Valor Stealing Democrats. More to follow on that one. Real quick, guys, want to thank you for all your support, especially for our patrons. Guys, don't forget, patrons, you'll have extra added content at the end of the show. For the rest of you guys, if you're curious as far as our OTR Patreon crew, swing by either warhog.com, kelleydefense.com, simple, easy links there, or go to patreon.com/on-the-range podcast, bi-monthly Zoom calls with me and Mark. 100 plus training videos always being added in there, special things only for our patrons, right? So we try to benefit it, but we couldn't do it without you guys. So appreciate all your support. Again, this episode of War Hogg Words of Wisdom brought to you by the Firearms Training Notebook. So if you guys want to improve your firearm skill, you got to have a plan. You got to have a way to record that data, and the Firearms Training Notebook is a way you can do that for both your live and dry fire. So jump into the show here. But before I do, you guys thought I was going to skip over my accountability check. That's right, guys. Again, if you're listening to this show, you got time in the day. Have you done your dry live fire training? Have you got your workout in? Looking for that act of kindness? Again, key thing that we talk about, being grateful. What are you really grateful for in digging deep, right? Which goes hand in hand with being 1% better every single day. I mean, that 1% is all encompassing. Firearms, family, faith, finances. I mean, the list goes on and on. What are you doing to improve yourself, improve others around you? So let's jump into this episode. Stolen valor, right? So old Tim Walz, the next Democrat sucker, I guess, for lack of better terms, they threw up there. So old Tim's been out there embellishing his military career. So the whole stolen valor thing, if you guys aren't familiar with it, it's kind of a coined term. Kind of was those that were embellishing their combat actions to say, hey, they did valorous things. But it's been kind of all encompassing. If you're lying about your military service, it all kind of falls under this stolen valor. Now, you have some organizations out there, Guardians of the Green Berets. Love these guys, right? So for those of us that are Special Forces Green Berets, we don't want people out there lying, telling stories, getting tattoos, right? They were something they're not. It's a pretty clear and cut small community. And the bottom line, at the end of the day, you're going to get caught. Now, let me caveat a couple things, right? I use myself as a prime example. So if I was talking to, let's just say, a newbie Green Beret today, he might question my authenticity because times have changed. You go, Rick, you've been perpetrating fraud all these years? Nope. Just the regiment's done some things, changed some things. And let me expound. So kind of the new guys get this thing called a Yarborough knife. At least they did. I think they still do, right? Serial numbered knife you get at graduation. So if somebody were to ask me, hey, what's your Yarborough knife number? You know what I'm going to say? Hey, rookie, we didn't get them. He might sit there and go, what? What do you mean you didn't get them? Yeah, wasn't always a thing. Could ask me what ODA I was on. I'd give him 3 numbers. 3 numbers. What's this thing? They're 4 now. Could think I'm lying, right? Times have changed. Here in a couple years, might ask me where I served at. 7 Special Forces Group at Fort Bragg. 1, they go, they're in Florida. Number 2, they go, where's this Fort Bragg place you speak of, right? I mean, come on. But with all that being said, I just say that, especially the poke at the Bragg thing. Why we changed the base names, I have no idea, because God knows we're better off now since we had the evil names, right? Not really. But it runs into that dilemma of you just removing history. People aren't going to know. Could potentially go, where's this Fort Bragg you speak of? Fifth group, for example, 5th Special Forces Group used to be on Fort Bragg, right? Let's say you get an old timer. Hey, where'd you serve at? 5th group at Campbell? No, I was at Bragg. Huh. Now you're telling stories. You're lying, right? So there's a fine line. And I just say all that to throw it out there. Trust me. Quick and easy, you can do a litmus test to go, hey, is this guy legit or not? And it'll come out. But I throw that out there. I don't understand the concept of why people are telling stories. I don't understand why you want to lie as far as your military service. I run into veterans all the time that go, yeah, I served, but I didn't do what you did. Hey, man, don't. There's no comparing, apples and oranges. It's like, hey, dude, you served. Thanks for what you did. Great. But why lie? Especially if you've never served. Hey, man, whatever. You didn't serve. But, the Dems pick old Tim to sit there and go, oh, yeah, you're our new hopeful. You and Kamala. Yeah, you're the hope of the Democratic Party. But they don't even stop and look to go, hey, dude, what stories has this guy already told? All right, so we'll just look at his track record. Track record is horrible, right? He's all about mutilating kids, let Minneapolis burn to the ground before he did anything, killing babies, right? This dude's just a straight up savage. But then he wants to make these comments, right, of, oh, I want to remove these weapons of war, just like the ones I carried in war. Dude, you never deployed, right? Bam. Okay. Now I could halfway give you, hey, you're going to talk about, yeah, I deployed and use these. Okay, cool. One would argue, did you ever fire a shot in anger? Yeah, the guy never even deployed, right? Now he's going down the road of going, well, I was a command sergeant major. Okay, well, first and foremost, right, for my civilian listeners, you go, what's this command sergeant major? Is that good, bad, indifferent? Who cares, right? I mean, to me, if you're going to throw your retired rank out there for what? Oh, by the way, he never was, right? He never even finished. I don't even know if he even went to the Sergeant Major Academy, which is a prerequisite school you have to go to before earning the rank of Sergeant Major, then going to Command Sergeant Major. But I think because there was no Command Sergeant Major there present, way I understand it, he was filling in as the slot for the Command Sergeant Major, so he just took the title. Well, yeah, bud, it doesn't work like that, right? But why are you even telling stories? Just be proud of where you're at, what you did or didn't do, and just stick with that. Hey, man, you served 24 years in the Guard. Okay, cool. Why lie? Why don't you go, I served 30 years in the Guard, right? I guess somebody would call his bluff on that one. I don't know. Why do you lie about certain things but not other things? I don't personally understand this whole stolen valor concept. I don't know what it gets you. I don't know if you're expecting to go down the VFW and try to get some free drinks. I can't comprehend. It's straight up lying about something for what? That's the magical question of the hour. So, like, you see some of these jokers, like the Guardians of the Green Beret, man. If you guys haven't checked them out, whether you're civilian, military, doesn't matter. Go check them out, right? And dude, they bust these cats straight out. They get all the giddy up, right? Because they went to the PX or the Post Exchange and they bought their Green Beret or got it online or however they did. And they're wearing this Green Beret around and patches. And you got some dudes even getting De Oppresso Libre tattoos. I mean, it's just, it's out of control. For what? Now I can see if you're, if you served as a Green Beret and you want to get Special Forces tattoo, whatever, man, it's your choice. But man, not even to have served and then have one. Huh. Speaking of that, Tim likes to walk around with his De Oppresso Libre ball cap. Now, I'm not going to point too many jabs at that. Usually you wear kind of things that you're affiliated with. But you got kids that run around wearing, this service shirt or that service shirt that never served. Heck, I sometimes wear a Coast Guard shirt, right? Am I trying to say I was in the Coast Guard? Nope. Proud of my son. He serves in the Coast Guard. So you know what? That's some of his stuff, so I can kind of give you a little bit on that, barring he's not trying to say, oh, yeah, what's that on your hat? Oh, it's the crust of special forces. Oh, special forces? Of course I was. Yeah, I don't know what stories he's telling them there. But my whole point, it's just odd, right? Most people like, hey, you know, if you're gonna wear a paratrooper hat, hey, you typically served in the 82nd or something like that, or you're a paratrooper, right? Typically, it's along the same lines as what you got. So I can't really get super bent out of shape on that one, but I can get bent out of shape about the lies. Lies about your rank, which personally for me, who cares, right? In the civilian world, where does it get you? Nowhere. Honestly, you can say whatever rank you are. Hey, I was General X or Private Y. What's it going to get you? But then when you sit there and you feel so much like you want to take people's Second Amendment rights, that you're going to try to use your military experience, which, oh, you got none, to say, hey, I'm going to take these weapons of war. Okay, dude. You're just another rights infringer. So I can't even support that, right? But my point being is just being aware, especially as November's coming up. You got a guy that is lying about his military service. You got a guy whose track record is atrocious. And I just want people to be aware when you're out and about. If you see somebody decked up in all their goodies, suspect, right? Why are you out there with all this stuff? Especially if it doesn't look right. Guardians of Green Beret, love those guys because they're staying on top of it. Ranger tab is another big one. So going to Ranger school and earning the Ranger tab, you can actually get a tab check. Super easy to do, right? Hey, man, I don't think this guy went to school, or his story's not jiving, or something's not adding up, or I can't find you in the class picture. Super easy. Hey, go to 1091 bottom row. I don't know. I think it's on the right side. Somewhere you'll see this bright, shiny mug, right? There's kind of some proofs there. But if somebody goes, oh, hey, 1091's picture got all burnt up. Yeah, you put a tab request in and go, yep, sure enough. He graduated 1091. Roger that. By the way, this is the last Dugway class, last hard class, right? Those are facts. Anyway, but the stolen valor thing, I don't comprehend it, right? And what are you trying to make up for? What are you trying to do? Why lie about it? That's really at the end of the day. I don't even understand what these people are trying to accomplish by telling some story. And then you got to think, I don't have the current numbers of veterans versus population, but I would say, again, your average person, all right, what are you going to impress them? Ooh, you're a command sergeant major not. What does that even mean? Hey, you did never deployed overseas, but you say you did. Okay, great. What are you trying to get out of it? That's, I guess, to me, at the end of the day. But really, guys, I would say this, right? If you see somebody, and I got it, there's people out there that probably never served wearing some type of military style cap. Could be from one of their relatives, their kids, who knows, right? To me, especially for like my World War II guys, right? Like them guys ain't faking the funk. Whenever I see a guy wearing a World War II veteran hat, I always go, hey man, thank you for your service. Greatest generation ever, right? Same thing with my Vietnam guys, except I tell them welcome home. Now, your Vietnam guys, they're an interesting crew because you got some of those veterans out there that never deployed, but they wear a hat that says Vietnam era veteran. So it's like you're almost trying to sit there and pull the wool to go, oh, you got the word Vietnam in there, but you never served, right? Again, just a crazy, weird world when it comes to your not military service, and why people want to fake it, lie about it, tell stories about it. To me, hey man, just be proud of what you did, whatever it did, whatever your job was over there. Trying to do the same thing with old JD Vance, throw him under the bus. Oh yeah, he served, but he was just a public affairs officer, or whatever. Dude, who cares, right? Guy served, went overseas. He hasn't embellished anything. If anything, it says he's a Marine veteran. Yep. Boom. I don't even think he really boasts about going overseas. But it's just, bizarro world, guys. It's absolutely bizarro world. So your words of wisdom is this. You go out there, see somebody sporting some type of veteran paraphernalia. Hey, man, just thank him for their service. If he's pulling a fraud, whatever. It is what it is. If you feel that deeply about it, depending on what your ties are, you can question if you really want to dig deep. You think somebody's perpetrating a fraud towards the Green Berets, Special Forces, hit the Guardians of the Green Berets up, man. Those guys will track them down and put them on the hot spot. So anyway, guys, that's your words of wisdom. As always, God bless you. God bless your families. God bless our troops. God bless the United States of America. You guys train hard, stay safe, and we'll see you on the range. Rick and Duco out.